My name's Jonny. I am senior route setter here at TCA for the last sort of 5 years, and I've been climbing since I was 18, which lasted sort of 9 years or so now. I started climbing when I was using it as a method to train for playing tennis, which was a quite unique way of getting into climbing. Initially my coach was very interested in sort of different ways of training rather than just doing sort of the standard kind of things for tennis, and so we gave climbing a go. It was a sort of full body sport to try and get a bit fitter and a bit more body aware. Then over time I got a bit more interested in climbing, a bit less interested in tennis, which sort of when I went to university kind of led into that as well, because it became harder to play tennis and easier to go climbing. Got more and more into climbing and enjoyed it more and more. So, yeah, I don't know many people that have gone this way into climbing. The thing about climbing that I really enjoy is like trying like really hard and feeling like really strong. There's nothing quite as satisfying to me as like pulling as hard as you can on a move and destroying that move. The project I've been trying is called The World Is Yours, and it's 8C at Biblin's Cave in Forest of Dean. It's basically a massive roof that you do finishes at about 4 meters high, and it's about 7 meters long. Close to 20 moves sequence where no hold is bigger than like a pad of your finger. Quite a battle this summer trying to get up it, and unfortunately I didn't quite do it, but I fell after the crux hitting the penultimate hold, which was a bit of a heartbreaker, but it's not going anywhere, and I'll be back and get it done. The access to the crag's a bit unusual in that bats like to hibernate it there in the winter, which means that you can only climb there from the beginning of May to the end of September. So it sort of leaves this small window of opportunity to try and get it done, which annoyingly happens in the hotter months of the year. And this summer I definitely struggled a bit with that, but it is what it is. You've got to put up, at least it's only an hour away from home, which is quite nice to have a project that close. So I initially started working for TCA as a volunteer route setter, and that was sort of 5 years ago now. And that was during my time at university, as I thought it would be a good way for me to improve my climbing skills. And I think it definitely helped. It sort of helped with getting better at styles that I wasn't used to, because I was forced to having to create moves on them. After I finished university, they started employing me as a route setter along with working behind the counter. Challenges of route setting a lot of the time for me is make everything applicable to everyone really. I hate it when you see someone doing something and then another person who's a completely different style of climber looking like they're having a completely different experience on the climb. It's not really sometimes there's a time and a place for it, but if the whole centre was like that, you'd just get a lot of people moaning that oh, this is really easy, or oh, this is really hard, when it's the same climb. And if you can I always like to try and make it so that the move is at least similar for people, because you can't really make it exactly the same problem for someone who is tall, someone who's short, someone who's heavy, someone who's light, someone who's strong, someone who's weak, someone flexible. It's a bit of a difficulty. 2020 is hopefully going to be a pretty good year for me. I've been lucky enough to be given some time off from work, and I'm going to plan to go travelling around. Going to start off the year heading off into Europe in my van. Makes it nice and easy, so I can sort of just follow the weather. But the rough plan be head to Spain sort of January time. Hopefully the weather will be a bit nicer there than it is in most other places, but then as soon as it gets warm enough, I think I'm going to try and head towards Switzerland. There's a lot of climbing there that suits my kind of style, and a lot of projects that I want to try and get on there and do. And then after that, going to head to Rocklands in South Africa. Hope to spend a few months there, and then haven't really planned the back end of the year yet, but lots to climb, I get a lot of jokes about having bad footwork. Slabs, don't really get on with them. It's just fancy walking really, isn't it? You might as well just go up some stairs. Yeah.